Hey folks, welcome to the channel. I want to start by giving a big thank you to SDG Custom Lurecraft for giving me a shout out in one of his videos. And if you've come over here because of him, thank you for checking me out. I hope you like it. Yeah, today we're going to be tying a little coyote hair jig that I came up with. A little purple and red coyote fur from the tail, along with a little bit of red saddle hackle. And that'll be tied on a 1/8 ounce ball head jig. So stick around and let's get to tying. Okay, so we have our 1/8 ounce ball head in the vise, and I'm just going to start by laying a base of some black flat wax 210 denier, and we'll just get that going. And give that a snip. And then we'll start by putting in just some tips of coyote tail, which are black. So we're going to have a bit of black on the tips and then purple and red for the body. And I'm just going to give that a snip there. Brush those out a bit. That's decent enough. And we'll cinch that down. Alright, so we got our black coyote hair tied in. And next we're going to tie in a little bit of red saddle hackle feather to help with the tail as well. And we want to make it, yeah, actually I'll double these up. That looks good. Get rid of some of these little pieces here. And I'm doubling up, so I'm doing two feathers on each side. Actually, that might be a bit long still. Give that a snip. Yeah, that's better. All right, and then we'll do the other side as well. Again, with two feathers layered up against each other. Measure those. And tie those in as well. Maybe tie that a little bit further down the body, trying to make sure my feathers don't twist here on me. That should be good. Just going to give these little things a snip here. Alright. Okay, so next I'm going to make a dubbing loop. If you've watched some of my videos before, maybe you know that I just got into this a little while ago, the dubbing loop thing. I'm still sort of learning the best ways to do it and stuff, but I really enjoy it. I find it's a really good way to mix materials together, especially for coyote tail. I find it really works well in a dubbing loop, and then I can mix different colors, and you get a really neat looking design after that. So I'm just making my dubbing loop here, as you can hopefully, well, maybe not see, but And then I'll just show you here how I have my dubbing material lined up so that I can put it into the loop. So this is the way I have my dubbing materials laid out. I just have the purple coyote and then the red coyote just laid over top. And then I'll just pick up each of those clumps and then insert them into the loop as I go. Okay, so we have our loop here. And I'll just start by inserting some of that material. Like that. And like that. And I find that the coyote actually, it stays in the loop really nice as well. It doesn't slide down or, I mean, of course I'm still learning how to do this properly, so I'm probably not doing it properly, but it's worked for me so far the way I'm doing it, so that's the way I'll do it until I get told differently, I suppose. And we're just going to do that for now, and then we'll add more as we go. And we'll give this a spin. Okay, so now I'm just going to wrap my dubbing around. My feathers are twisting a little bit here, but I don't know, hopefully that won't be too bad of an issue. And then I'm going to try to be pulling some of this stuff back and out as well. And then when I'm done as well, I'll probably go over it with a, I've got a dog brush that I will try to pick it out with as well, to get that stuff that's been trapped in there. But hopefully what we will get out of this is a really neat purple and red sort of mixed in design with not too much of a clumpy sort of look. Okay, so I came to the end of that and I'll just tie that off. And then I'll give this a snip, and then we'll continue adding more of this coyote on the dubbing loop to right up to the base of the head. Okay, so now we'll just add more of this material in the loop here, and then continue to wrap it around as we go. And this should be the last of it here. I should have enough in this loop, I would suspect. Give that a good spin. Pick some of those loose hairs out of there. And I guess what I'm trying to learn with this is, I guess, how much do you spin your dubbing loop spinner? Can you spin it too much? Can you get it? Is there such a thing as getting it too tight? I suppose you just want it so that the material sticks in there nicely. But I'm just kind of wondering, is there such a thing as making it too tight when you're spinning? But I don't know. If you know, let me know. But that pretty much takes us here to the base of the head. And we'll just tie this off. And give this a snip. And give this a couple of good securing wraps now. And then I think we're ready to whip finish. And then what I'll do is I will just brush through it after the whip finish, I think. And maybe even, obviously you can trim this up to however you see fit, whatever the length is that you think you like. Maybe I'll just put a little bit of a clamp on this so when none of these hairs get stuck when I'm doing the dubbing loop or when I'm doing the whip finish. Yeah, that'll help a little bit. I'll just snip the rest of those. Anything that gets caught, I'll just snip. That should be good. Snip that off. Now I'm just going to take this out of the vise, and I'm just going to take my little brush here, my dog brush, or I guess it's more of a comb than a brush, and I'm just going to go through it like this from top to bottom, because the one thing about tying with coyote hair is that it does have a tendency to, it can knot up on you and get matted, sort of a thing. So you just want to make sure that you're combing or brushing all those sort of mats out. And as well, you're getting rid of all the loose hairs that are in here as well. But it looks like everything is in here pretty good, which is nice. And I'll even go brush against the grain here, come brush it up against to get some of those knots out. And then I'll brush it back forward again as well. All right, that should be good, I think. And I still got plenty of room there for the hook gap. And so yeah, so you can, if you want, so what I typically do is I'll go like this. I'll just try and squeeze all this in here and see what we're doing for length. But I actually think that that's not bad. I might trim some of these hairs here around the head, around the neck, collar area. But I mean, at the end of the day, it is a bit of a sort of a frizzy, sort of woolly looking pattern. And so that's not a big deal at all. But so here it is from this side. So you'll get a different color blend, I guess, all the way around. It won't be equal on each side. But that's kind of what I like about it. It's kind of each time is going to be a bit different. And there's the back, or the belly, I guess this will be as it swims. But yeah, let's stick this in my little so-called test tank that I have here, my Rubbermaid bin, and see what it looks like in the water. All right, let's get this thing in the tank and see what it looks like. Take a while here to, super buoyant. As you can see, it's not going down. There we go. So it's a pretty buoyant jig, falls fairly slow. You get a bit of kick from that saddle hackle tail, and the longer wisps of the coyote hair as well give some decent action. Yeah, so we'll see. I'm going to give this a go for some smallmouth. It stands pretty good. I might also want to try tying this on a Ned head or mushroom head or something and see, get this thing standing up straight would be something as well, as it does tend to stand pretty good. But we'll pull out a bit and swim it around. And you can see in the water, like the coyote keeps its shape pretty well. And so that'll maintain sort of the bulk if you're looking for bulk. You can try adding coyote tail as well to some of your jigs or flies or what have you. It'll maintain the body really, really nicely. But yeah, that's it, folks. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.